Hey guys, so for this video, I'll be doing an unboxing for Super Junior's Repackage album Replay. I think the regular edition is just called Play, but this is the special edition, so I got this quite late. I'll explain later why, but I will be unboxing this and making a review and discussing a little bit about Super Junior. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this, then stick around. Before I start, I like making a size comparison, so for those who are curious or are wondering how big the album is compared to a jewel case, you can get an idea. So this is how big it is, and put it on there. So it is pretty big. I don't know how much bigger the special edition is compared to the regular, but I think the regular edition kind of follows the format that SM has been using with like their solos for Girls' Generation, but I'm not 100% sure. But here's a track list on the back. You get 14 songs, so it is a solid full-length album in terms of tracks. And yeah, I did see that online there's a card version of Lo Siento, like a feature instead of Leslie Grace, which I think they could have added that onto this. Like, why would you just make it as a digital exclusive? But I think the reason why they did that is probably just because, like, last minute, I guess, because maybe they saw people's response online, so they probably just recorded it. But yeah, I love this, like, cover and for it. Oh, this is a really thick photo book. Here's the disc. One thing that I do remember from the regular edition is that you get member CD plates. So if you're really into that, then I which maybe here's the ad and the photo book. Really, really thick. You get the track list on the back as well. Orange. I love this orange. So, some of these outfits for me, they're okay. Some of them, not that great. But, like for example, this one is a no. But this, if you're very familiar with Super Junior over the years, like this is like something normal. Like they have really weird photo books, but I guess it's like their thing. Then we get some lyrics throughout the photo book as well. I don't like this hair on Hicho. Like, I'm okay with Shiwon's outfit, but even Yesung. But those are some interesting sandals or shoes. I don't know what those are. They did him wrong with the yellow lipstick. They played Yu Xingdong, they did. These outfits are so interesting. Like, even though like the title track is like Latin, these outfits don't scream Latin to me. And I'm actually Latin myself, so or Latino. But yeah, I wouldn't see this types of outfits being popular, I guess. But at least they're interesting. Like this one's not too bad. Yeah, this one's not too bad either. Like definitely don't hate pulling it off. Okay, these are more decent than the ones at the start of at the beginning. Shiwan. Credits. And you do get two photo cards with this, but which I'll explain why I don't have them. Okay, so packaging, definitely out of 10, I would give it a 7.5. But the reason why is because everything's perfect about this, but the thing that makes it lose some points is that it's a box. And with these boxes, as you can see, if you grab it like this, it's, well, obviously that's how you open it, but if you drop this, this will fall. So that's like the downside. But I love the cover as well. Like this, it works out well. Obviously I'm not gonna be throwing this album around, but I do like this. It's pretty heavy. But yeah, I like I think this just has a few more pictures in the regular edition. I think it's just probably the biggest difference is that this might be a little bit bigger. But like I am a collector, so I wanted to have the special edition for this album, which is why it took me a while. Well, not necessarily too long, but it took me a few months to get this. But I saw that it went out of stock for a lot of sellers that I usually buy from. And then some people were selling it overpriced, and I didn't want to pay like $35 for this album. Because I'm not too interested in photo cards in the first place, because I would have wanted to sell them, and then sometimes I'm too lazy to just sell them. So I sometimes just get albums without the photo card because they're cheaper, and it's just better to handle, and well, that's just my personal thing. But this album is being sold really like brand new, even like without the photo card, for a high price. So, which is something I want to talk about. If you want this album and you have the money for it, like if you're an elf and you collect Super Junior, get this now. Even if it's for like $33. If you want it brand new, I think it's like going for like 35, 36. But if you want it brand new, get it now. I think Catch Up City still has some copies for this. But get it now because I am 100% sure that this is going to go like for a lot of money, even without the photo cards. Because even without the photo cards, it's being sold for like $24. Right? Depending on the seller. Like you might see somebody sell it for really cheap. But I found this for very cheap, which is why I just went ahead and got it. Yeah. So that's like my tip for those who are wanting to get this album. If not, then just get the regular edition. That's never gonna go out of print. But this is the special edition. It's supposed to have like a limited amount of copies for it. And since Super Junior has a big fandom, obviously it's not gonna be like like the case where some artists release a special edition and they make too many copies, and then some stores sell them for really cheap, like after a year, because they're too expensive and nobody's willing to buy them, so they're trying to get rid of them. But that's not the case for Super Junior. So, as for this album, the singles are great, and by the singles I mean the main ones, which are Lo Siento and Black Suit, because I do know that they made like I think 2 or at least another music video for one of these songs, and I think it's Super Duper. But if I'm being completely honest, I didn't love this album. Super Junior has some really solid albums, especially the earlier ones I like more than the newer ones. But there's out of the new ones, there's some good ones as well. But this doesn't like surprise me, or just, it's a solid release. It's not my favorite. I think it's really difficult to top their early work. Maybe it's just nostalgic, I don't know, but I feel like some of these songs are a little bit filler tracks. Except for the singles. Like Lo Siento is one of the best songs released this year. If you want to check out my top songs so far for 2018, you can check that video out and you'll see where I ranked Lo Siento. It's one of my favorite songs. I love the experimentation with Spanish. The Spanish is not cringy at all, and I speak Spanish, so they definitely made an effort to make a solid Latin K-pop song, and that's why I like Leslie Grace's version more than Card's. I think Card's version definitely doesn't flow well at all. Well, not that it doesn't flow well at all, it just doesn't flow as well as this one. Because I'm pretty sure this song was written in Spanish at first, because if you know the whole story behind Lo Siento, Super Junior and their team wanted a Latin pop song for the repack, so they contacted some producers in the US that made like Latin pop music, and then the producers knew Leslie, so that's how she got the feature. So I'm pretty sure they had that song ready, and then they just presented it to SM, and then they put the Korean lyrics for bits of the song. And then Black Suit is really catchy. I really enjoy that song. The only disappointment with this is that it took a while for it to be released. Definitely worth the wait, and I think it's better for them to... It turned out better since Lo Siento is more of a summer song. So if they would have released the repack in February or January, like, it would not have made sense. So I understand maybe why they took a while to release it. And it's very smart of them, because they went on like a Latin American tour, and they even brought Leslie with them. But definitely love Lo Siento. It's probably one of my favorite Super Junior songs in a long time. So, but then again, like Super Junior, like they had little breaks because of scandals, or like E-Tuck going to the army. But talking about people returning from the army, Reelwook is back. I'm really happy because he's one of my favorites in Super Junior, and he definitely adds a lot of just greatness to the songs, because he has a really nice voice. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please comment down below. I'll try to answer it as best as I can. But before I finish, like, if you're trying to collect Super Junior and you want this album, get it as soon as possible, because there's a limited amount of copies. So I just feel really bad when like big groups release a limited edition and then a bunch of fans are left out, but it is a limited edition, so like, you know. But yeah, So I'm really happy that I finally have this. Maybe I'll make a video ranking my Super Junior albums because they have so many. Um, but I'll have to listen to them thoroughly, and I'll probably do that like in, I don't know. But I'll think about it because I want to listen to the albums thoroughly to really make um a video where I talk about the albums more in depth. But listen to it regardless. This is just my opinion. I don't mean to drag Super Junior for not loving this album, but it's a decent release. Alright guys, bye.